And here we are on Atlanta Spaceship, and at the 12 o'clock position, we have our purple Zerg player from Team Acer, squad team, Acer Scarlet team squad. It's
bring it back out, y'all.
And her opponent over at the 8 o'clock position is Dignitas' Johnny Recco. He's our pink Zerg player, so pink versus purple. Shouldn't be confusing at all. And ZVZ now. I mean, Scarlet just one game away from all killing in pretty impressive style, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been throwing all-ins at her. This is very, very true. It's not a bad idea versus Scarlet. Her late game control is phenomenal. I actually had the pleasure of casting her, and trust me, it was a pleasure in the Play Him Sponsor Me tournament. And, I mean, Scarlet's ability to control valuable units, such as Infestors and Broodlords, is in some degrees unparalleled. You know, it's actually all throughout all stages of the game, but I think it starts to matter the most in, you know, the late game battles where people actually struggle with things like that. But we've seen in the mid game. I actually remember, I think it was like the first time like Artosis saw or something, freaked out and was like, "Look at this Overseer control! This is so incredible!" And I mean, it actually took me back to, you know, it was the control with Infestors that absolutely astounded me. Her control is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, I mean, and she's actually shown that a couple of times in this series. I mean, the first 2 games, even though she was able to hold all-ins, and there was really no doubt that she was going to win, or that she had a significant advantage in the game, she still exercised pretty ridiculous decision-making and control afterwards. You know, just knowing exactly how to trap units, exactly how to surround them, pin them down with fungals, and drop infested Terrans in a ring around them. So obviously her control is on point. Now the question is, will she be able to take her second ZVZ in a row, deciding to open with a hatch first versus her opponent's pool first?
I'm also really anxious to see a little more Johnny Recco here. I mean, all right, 16 years old, British rising star. We're going to be seeing a lot more of this guy on the scene. I think he is, you know, just getting ready to wrap up with school and everything now. So, I mean, you really have an opportunity here to make a huge name for yourself when you're diving into the scene like this. And, well, what better way than that you could do that than to reverse all kill Team Acer? I mean,
it would be a lot of ZVZ. You better hope your ZVZ's all right, though.
Well, pressure's definitely on. That's without a doubt. And, I mean, you know what? Also, Scarlet's decision-making lately, going back to, like, her strengths, that's, honestly, I mean, I'm not so used to seeing this out of her, where she just has such a fantastic read on what her opponent's doing. It's been really, really impressive.
Yeah, it has been. And
yes.
not just that, but also
that coffee, Kevin.
Her presence of the map has been really good too. She's always had Overlords in the right position. We mentioned the Overseer on Entombed Valley to pick up that there wasn't a 5th and 6th gas. So really, everything she's done so far has just been on point. Now, though, it's a little bit different game. I like Johnny Recco actually started his Queens and was really, really late to start his Zerglings. Knew that he wasn't going to take too much damage because of what he gets scouted and how big this freaking map is. He could afford to put those up a little bit later and make sure that he gets his drones in a bit quicker. Cool stuff.
Yeah, I think this is actually the largest 2-player map we have in the IPTL map pool. Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah. So Baneley Nest on the way for Scarlet right now and for Jay Recco, both at the exact same time. 5:48 if you guys are wondering. Like, I want to do it like the pros do it. Well, there you go. Do it just like that.
There you are. Baneling Nest coming up. We see this position being used once again, where the Baneling Nest is actually, or can surround a Spinecrawler if it were to be thrown here, or at least protect the Queen. In either case, it provides a little bit of a blocker against melee units, although Johnny Recco just strolls right into Scarlet's space with a couple of Zerglings. Gets a perfect scout. And there is actually an important thing to scout here. He sees that the Zergling speed has obviously been up for a while, and that this extractor still has 3 workers on it.
Yeah, can we actually select his link first? 1 second, I want to see. He has not seen the other gas.
And we'll see if he gets up there. Hopefully he checks it out in a second. No! So when I said that was a great scout before, it was, but it wasn't quite good enough because that's a big thing to miss as Scarlet is going right into quad gas layer, maybe for Mutas here in just a bit.
Oh, and it looks like Jay Recco is going to be opting for defensive Baneling. So, I mean, he's not going to be able to capitalize on the weaknesses that Scarlet's going to have right now. I mean, yeah, this is a tough spot for Jay Recco. He's going to need to get something correct here because he's going for a fast layer too. This is going to be really bad for Jay Recco if he tries to go Muta. And Scarlet's Mutas are just going to be, not only are the Mutas going to be faster, but she's going to have more gas. Muta count's always going to be higher. The extractors are not done yet. I mean, it's going to be about 3 extractors are going to be each about 30 seconds behind. It looks like, so that's 150 gas. It's going to be the margin of badness here for J-Reco.
Now, Scarlet's actually going down the Roach Infestor route right away. Roach Warren's already in. She's got her +1 weapon, so we're not going to see Spire for now. Or if we do, that would be just the weirdest, craziest thing I've ever seen, and Scarlet would never, ever do that.
One muta to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Overlords.
all upgrades. I'm going to convince you that I have mutas by sending one out. No, Infestation, big clearly. That's what's coming up. Johnny-Reco just about to finish up his own lair tech, though. We don't see any indication of Roach Warren quite yet. We don't see indication of Evolution Chambers.
Grabbing
so maybe this
third.
is going to be... Let's see, he is actually grabbing that right now, and he's got 16 lings on the way. Still no indication of higher tech yet.
Yeah, that's that's a Spire play. If you're going to go take the fast third, you can afford to make speedlings. They don't cost gas, they just cost minerals. So you can make enough speedlings to protect your third, and then you are able to secure it quite easily with that Spire tech, of course. And you can try to simultaneously deny your opponents. So.
And it looks like Scarlet is actually going to take her own third right now. Doesn't have all those defensive speedlings because the the infestors still require a bit of a mineral investment, especially with the roaches there as well. Scarlet does have a couple of banelings to defend, though, and if she gets a good burst, and she does, takes out 5 zerglings with 1 baneling there. Oh, almost gets a perfect shot with the second baneling. Still manages to kill 6 zerglings with the second one, so pretty cost-efficient for her, and now she has roaches in position.
Yeah, those lings just like dancing in the limelight way too much. Top Loader song reference there. You know that one. But yeah, so Scarlet holds on to the third. Nice for nice play there. J-Reco going to be forced to return home. Now, he does have a third that's a little bit ahead of Scarlet's. But the mutas aren't on the field yet, and I mean, by the time they are on the field here, Kev, there's going to be a lot of infestors out. I don't see them getting too much done, and we just need to see Scarlet go home with the Overlords.
And it looks like she has already picked up on the Spire, so she knows it's going to be there. The question is she's going to rely on Spore Crawlers, or are we just going to see a bunch of Queens and a few infestors there to defend and hope she gets the perfect fungal growth? That's a really nice read, though, on everything that her opponent is doing, and not all the gas being expended on mutas. It looks like, yeah, Johnny-Reco is going to just try and bait out a bunch of Spore Crawlers and force his opponent to be very defensive and immediately switch into the Infestor Roach right afterwards.
So we see only 2 Spore Crawlers. Okay, there is a third one, in fact. Going down for Scarlet. I was going to say 2 means Scarlet is intending to play defensive for a while here. Some Ling's going to slip into the main, though. Queen, look at that Sim City, though, out of Scarlet. Queen's able to sit right in between the infestation pit so it can't be surrounded. Oh, it's so nice for Scarlet. But yeah, all right. So not necessarily defensive play here out of Scarlet. She did get 3 spores, which is going to let her move out without the fear of muta counters.
Oh, but she's losing a couple of workers back at home. She's really got to be worried about that. Looks like she does pull everything back for now. Johnny-Reco just using this to clear up Overlords across the middle of the map and has done a pretty successful job of that.
Well, Scarlet had a pretty quick reaction, so that's why we're not seeing so many Overlords out. Did supply block Scarlet, it does appear. So maybe some of those Overlords didn't make it home, but they were spread all the way across the map. But we actually saw, what I was really impressed from Scarlet, took all the Overlords home before actually even seeing the Spire. Realized, you're making a lot of Zerglings, I haven't seen any Roaches, you're avoiding morphing Banelings. Okay, you're probably going Spire, I'm going to take my Overlords home, and she was right.
Yeah, and so even though she was supply blocked, she only had to create a couple of Overlords in order to free that up, so it wasn't the biggest detriment to her. And that was a lot of resources that were invested into Mutalisks. They're still going to have their uses in some sort of a big engagement. If they can spread themselves out, they can get on top of Infestors, and even just 6 of them can pick off clumps of Infestors very easily.
Yeah, and I mean, they also had their own use just by forcing those Overlords to go home because now Scarlet is in the dark.
And looks like this is what we were talking about. Look at the spread of these mutas here, and he's just holding position with them. But now that the Queen's up there, he's going to have to back up just a little bit.
Oh, I just love that. You force the infested Terrans, and then you just fly away. I was actually trying to do this the other day on ladder and just failing. So it's really, really cool seeing J-Reco do it right now.
Oh, but now J-Reco's getting a lot of his Mutalisk caught, but he does deny the third, and he forces a lot of energy out of these Infestors. The problem is, though, is that his first Infestors are popping up. He's only going to have 7 when this next round is completed to his opponent's 12. Even with the energy being taken away, Scarlet still has a lot of damage in her army. 15 Hydralisks plus 2 weapons. Pretty powerful force. Yeah,
and all kill is definitely possible here out of Scarlet. We can't say that J-Reco's ahead by any large margin right now, but he is getting a head start on this 4th, which is really, really nice in his favor, and I think he has enough units that he can actually play defensive here and be just fine. He needs to spend this money, however. He's sitting on 1,200 minerals and had 300 gas, and he just started up his upgrades, which, I mean, is not going to help him get rid of that money. We need to see more gas and a lot of units hit the field for Jay Recco because he's got the resources.
His gas income is going to go nuts here in a second. There's 3 gas geysers here, one of those being a rich Vespian geyser, which you can actually put 4 workers on. And hopefully he'll do that here in a second. That's actually how many you need to saturate that perfectly. Yep. But
great thing to point out.
Scarlet moving down the map now, committing to a giant push. Another 16 roaches just about to join, and she is going to have an enormous force moving across the map.
Yeah, this is going to be a really big attack, Evan. Jay Recco, I mean, can we actually look at like his units and his positioning right now? I'm wondering if he's got what it takes. We can see he's got spawn crawlers going down, but that's not going to help him hold the 4th. He's got a lot of infestors.
But it's mostly Hydralisk. I mean, he's up 17 roaches on his opponent. But, you know, Scarlet, if she's able to get good positioning, has the additional Hydralisk back there for their increased DPS. Looks like she's going to attack right now. Nice job. She actually prevents the Great Concave from Johnny Recco by dropping all of their infested Terrans around the left-hand side of this engagement. That allows them to wrap around and start picking off these units one by one. That was a brilliant decision by Scarlet.
And now Jay Recco in a full retreat. Scarlet going to be pursuing here. There are spawn crawlers to delay, but only momentarily. Jay Recco has so much on the field right now, currently like being researched and not able to be utilized. No groove spines, no burrow, no 2-2. This is so powerful out of Scarlet.
Yeah, I mean, Scarlet moved at exactly the right time. You mentioned these critical upgrades. If those were all on right now, this would be a totally different engagement. But as it stands, it's not. And Scarlet is really walking through, really doing a lot of economic damage, all the while she's sitting back at home. That's it. GG. Scarlet has just all killed Dignitas. Acer will be remaining in the Contender Division next season.
Scarlet is so good.
Yeah, she is.
Wow. All right. So there you have it. These guys were fighting, of course, for Contender Division because Slayers has disbanded. And it looks like it's going to be Acer with a stunning performance from Scarlet. Gets the all-kill.
All right, so there we have it. Dignitas, they have to requalify through the amateur division. That'll be after next season, after IPTL 2. And but that's going to be it for us tonight. Over the next couple of days, we've got some pretty cool things coming up. Of course, on Thursday and Friday, we have the GOM World Championship qualifiers, both from NA and EU. Monday and Tuesday next week, we'll finish those up. And Wednesday, the grand finals of the IPTL. So I hope you guys will join us for that. It's going to be IM versus StarTale in a best-of-9.
That's going to be insane. Last time they met, StarTale had a stunning performance, but IM's been looking so good lately. I cannot wait for that. But as for now, guys, we are wrapped up here.
Yeah, that's going to be it. So follow the IGNProLeague on Twitter, Facebook as @IGNProLeague. Check out our new YouTube channel, youtube.com/IPL Esports.
Lots of cool stuff on there.
We've got our brand new StarCrap episode, which just went up on our YouTube channel /IGNProLeague. The final thing is that, of course, we're giving away 10 VIP tickets on IGN.com/IPL giveaways. It's actually in 5 prize packages. Each prize package comes with 2 VIP tickets valued at $300 apiece, 2 IPL swag bags valued at $100 apiece. So we're giving away quite a few prizes, and we hope you guys will enter to try and win that.
Yeah. I don't think we aired the daily news segment today, did we?
No, I don't think so either. But that is actually up on youtube.com/IGNProLeague if you want to check those out. You can also...
Cool.
Yes, they are. Very cool. Hosted by this guy today.
Well, yeah, I did today's.
Yeah. But you can also follow us on Twitter. I am @KevinAki. He's @Kibbles.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you all guys tomorrow. Have a splendid evening.